Hey everyone, this is Vanessa Green with OKC Facepainter, and I am starting a series where I am going to do my best to show you very simplistic designs that are easy even for the most beginner, because when I was first starting, I would watch a lot of videos and the painters made it seem easy, but it wasn't. And it wasn't really practical, honestly, for either fast lines or for, just starting out and trying to understand how to map things out and, just the basics. So I'm probably going to do maybe 3 designs per video. And eventually I will get to where I show you my most popular ones as well, which are a little bit more complex. Still very quick and easy though. Easy for me. So let's get to it. This particular video I'm going to talk about Starblends because they are a joy and a lot of people don't know about them. So I have to show you on my leg because unfortunately Starblends do not show up on practice boards. It has to be on skin. So without further ado, hello. You get to look at my glow-in-the-dark skin. Isn't it great? So first thing I'm going to show you is a unicorn crown. It used to be that people like cheek art more. Things have shifted because with the use of powders and, rainbow cakes and all of that, it's honestly easier just to do big designs sometimes. So we'll start with this. So first, let's see if I can get you in, maybe. First we start with the horn. And since my skin is so darn pale, this may be hard to see. Now, I'm going to tell you, I do not do a straight up and down horn because it looks like a part of genitalia I will not explain. So I do it at a slight angle. That helps that problem. So this is an ear, see? And then we're going to come over here, do another ear. Now, at this point, I like to take pink Starblends and fill in the ear, like so. See? Cute ears. Now this is where things might get a little more complicated when you are new. I am using a 3/4 angle, bolt brush. So it looks like that. This is a great brush because it holds a lot of paint. It's nice and thick, and it's great for what I'm about to do. It's dirty because I had a job last night and I was lazy and didn't feel like cleaning up afterwards. So we are going to use one of my favorite cakes. This is, I think it's called Cancun from paintandglitter.com, which happens to be a local small business owner, always supporting small business. So first we're going to start to the right of the horn, right here. You're going to do a C curve, a small one. Okay, just like that. See? Now we're going to go to the other side and we're going to do a bigger C curve and then we are going to flick it out. Do you see that? Okay. Now at this point, I like to do eyeshadow. You don't have to do that. So we're just going to pretend eyeshadow. As you can see, I pull those up at kind of a angle, so you can start from the outside in or the inside out, however is easiest for you if you decide to do that. I generally don't do it on younger girls, but I always ask first, do you want eyeshadow? And they go, yeah! So that's always great. Then you go to the side here, and you do this sort of back and forth ribbon action. Okay? You do that on both sides. That's your hair. Now this is where the outlines come in. Outlining is kind of hard when you're first starting. I understand that, and I'm sorry because I know it's frustrating. You can use any dark color for this. I am just going to go ahead and use dark blue. Why not? Okay. So let me make sure you can see this really well. You start up at the top of the horn and you're going to bring it down at an angle, and then you're going to curve it around like that. You see? You're going to do that again. Try to meet up with the other one, like that. And again. And then you go up here and you close the horn. That's it. Okay? That's how you get the spiral. If you want to finish this part, you can. Now, if you don't have to outline the hair. Sorry. We can just outline the ears and leave it at that. So I'm going to show you how to outline the ears. You just go straight down like that. Then you're going to come around the ear like that. And then you're going to go this way. And then you're going to do flicks. Okay? Ears. And flick, flick, flick. You don't have to do the flicks. I just think they're kind of cute. Now, that is all you have to do. And it takes very little time. If you really practice, you can do this next part that I'm going to show you. So we're going to outline the hair. And really it's just about having a steady hand, which is the hard part, I know. And you go around. And when you get to the end here, you bring it back up. Like that. And then you go back around. See? Then I like to outline the eyes. So I start down here, kind of in the nose bridge. I call them all the way up, and it's nowhere near the eye, really. And I go to the end, and then I flick back down. They love outlined eyes. I just say, you want some eyeliner? They go, yeah. See, they love makeup. With this, you just follow the swirl. See? I know I'm making it look a lot easier than it actually is, but I promise if you take your time and practice it, you can get to this point pretty easily. And you see, that is my most popular design that once you get the hang of it, it takes less than 2 minutes. Kids love it. And that's what you do with the powders. Now I gotta show you another leg because I'd have to clean this one. Arrgh. Other leg. Alright, here we go. Second leg. Now, this is my most popular boy design. And again, I use powders for this because it's just easier. So we're doing a Spiderman. It might be too close. Maybe. Okay. So let's just say, hold up. Kids' eyes are here. I am not the best artist on my own, just so you know. I actually kind of suck at regular art. Just decent at painting, like people. So first thing you're going to do, you're going to take your white, okay? Oh, and these, by the way, these are head cleaners for printers, and I can put a link for these. But these last forever. I think I've had these 4 or 5 years now. You just throw them in the wash whenever you're done with them in a garment bag, you know, with the little holes. And they're just amazing. I love these, and they're very soft and they're thick. They're like, no offense to the people who design the professional ones for face painting, but these are better. Anyway, so let's see if I can pick you up again. Whoa. Legs. So we're going to go at an angle down, okay? Because you're making the white part of their mask. And you can go a little under the eye if you like. Not required. More paint or powder. And again, over here at an angle, like so. See? Now I gotta get the red. And doing this one-handed is kind of dumb. Hold on. Woo. There we go. So, now you're going to fill in the forehead area, and you're kind of come down to kind of like a V. It's a little bit harder when the kid has much bigger eyes than these and they're squirrely, but you go around the side right here. And then I like to come back towards the ear at an angle like this and then fill it in to the side of the face. And I'll show you why in a minute. So we're going to go do that again. and come back and do that. Now if you want to get real fancy, like if you want to make it cool, I'll show you something else you can do. You get some kind of stencil. This is a BAM stencil 1206 that has graduating dots. Since it is a comic book character, it's kind of neat. So you can just, you get a little bit more of that powder on there, and you can see the texture, all right? And you can do it on all sides. Now, another good thing is if you are doing just a half a face, like you do not have time to do a full face. Say you don't have time. You can do a half face, and then you finish out, like you fill it to here, and then you finish out with the graduating dots, and then it just looks really cool. It'll look like, hold on. See how that just kind of keeps going? That's what it would look like. Kids love it. They don't feel like they're missing out on anything when you do that. All right, now we are going to get some black, and we're going to do the spider webs. This is one you're going to want to start practicing now, obviously, because Halloween, and it's not easy, and I know. I'm going to do my best to show you how you can do it. All right, so this is a number 5 round blazon brush that I'm working with right now. I generally don't go any bigger than 5 or 6. My preference is 3 for most things, but when you're doing spider webs, you want them to be nice and thick. It works. So I lay the brush down, and it's almost halfway pressed down, and then I'm slowly bringing it up to a point. Now that looks kind of gross now that I did it the second time, but whatever. Push down, and then we're going to curve it around here, and we're slowly bringing it up to a point. Okay, push, slowly bringing the point, push, slowly bringing the point. So that is the thing I want you to practice. Teardrops, all right? Push, pull up, push, pull up, push, pull up. That is the basis of almost every friggin' thing we do. Hold on. I gotta get more paint. So it is an extremely important thing to learn and master. And it takes time, so do not get frustrated with yourself if you don't get it. For like, I don't know how long it took before I got it, probably like months. Okay, so press, and we're gonna bring it up again. Press, bring it up again. Press, bring it up again. Okay, this is where you've got to have the brush control. All right, most people will just do like thick lines going across when they're new. The way to make it look amazing is to just barely use the tip of your brush and make it thin. And you want to do it like a curve, not straight across, because that's the way spider webs would look. See? Like that. And you just do that all the way across. Honestly, the thinner the better, I think, but I'm not really worried about it right now. I usually use my number 3 brush for this, but smaller brushes are hard when you're first starting, so I'm showing you on a bigger brush. Okay, so remember how I curved this around? I said there was a reason for it. It's because now you're going to do a backwards teardrop. So press, follow the curve, and lift as you're doing that. And then you're going to go down and sideways. Again, that's going to take a lot of practice. I do not expect you to get it that easily, but you kind of get the idea. And then we're going to do our cool little loopy guys. Now, once you get this down, oh my gosh, you will not believe how fast you can do this. Let me see if I can show you on the other side what my normal speed is. Okay. See? Yeah. So that is a basic Spider-Man. And I'll tell you, using just the Starblends for the white and the red, it speeds things up so much, and you don't have to wait until this is dry to put the paint on, so you don't have to worry about that nonsense. And the colors look great on pretty much any skin tone. So there's that. Now, those are my easier ones. One of the hardest I think for any new person to work on is tigers. And I am sorry for that because it is a pain. And I'm not going to show you a full tiger face right now because I want you just to get used to the... I just smeared paint all over me. I want you to get used to the shapes, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to, again, Starblends, woo! So let's just say this is the eye for this kid, right? He's got this cool kitty cat eye going right here. All right, and then let's get some orange. My orange is falling apart. Like, I just ordered a new one because, oh my gosh. Okay, so this is basically what I do when I'm doing like a half, like a tiger eye is what I call it. Okay, so like this is the eye right here. And I'm going to go around, kind of like you just did for Spider-Man. And then I come down, again, very similar to Spider-Man. So there's just the eye. Now, you can use a thick brush, a thin brush, however, but the steps, the shapes, the movement, this is what you're going to have to try and figure out. And it's not easy, I'm not going to lie, but you can do it. I promise. Like, eventually you can do it. And, like, just don't discourage yourself. So, first I like to... You start with a point, a thin point, and then you press, and then you bring it up, and then you like press again if you want. So this is the motion that you were doing. Pressing thick, coming up thin. That is what makes a tiger stripe a tiger stripe. Oop. And so if this is the eye, right? Well, I want it to go around. And then I'll bring another one here. And we'll do that. They don't have to look perfect. That's the great thing about tiger stripes. And there's so many ways of doing them. So friggin' many ways. It's crazy. But the basic thing is just making sure that you are doing thick to thin lines. And that's something you'll hear a lot in our business, thick to thin, thin to thick to thin. It's because it's the most common movement we do. Because you need thick to thin for your teardrops. You need thick to thin for wings. You need thick to thin for swirls. You see? It's crazy, right? So that's just the movement you need to learn. And, like, this is not my best tiger, I'm not gonna lie. But that's okay, because nobody cares. Really, it's just this movement you're trying to learn. You're trying to learn thick, or thin, excuse me, to thick, to thin, like that. Or angled ones, thin to thick, to thin. Okay? Those are the two kinds of stripes I want you to practice. And then you can like mix them up and make them be friends, and you can do stuff like that, and it's crazy. Whee! Yeah. Anyway, that's the kind of thing I want you to practice. And if you want to do like a jaguar or something like that, you can just do these little kind of hooky things, little dots. I'm not saying do that with tiger stripes, I'm just saying if you want to do that. But this is the most basic stuff I do. Trying to make it as easy as I can. I apologize if it's still confusing. Since I have time, why don't we do a butterfly? This one we will do not on my leg, because I don't need to use powder for that. You get to look at a pretty face. Isn't she cute? I love a good practice board. Okay. Again, this is a very, very basic. I don't want you to feel like this is fancy, because it's not. It's not fancy in the least. This is what I do when I literally have no time in my line and I don't want to deal with the peoples. No, I always want to deal with the peoples, but you know what I mean, like, it's just crazy. Okay. Well, I don't have a spray bottle. Oh well, we'll just do this. Whee! That was not well thought out on my part. Okay, so you fill up a sponge. I use these petal sponges. I think these are from Silly Farm, I want to say. These have the perfect density. You want something that gives. You don't want it to be too squishy because it won't absorb the paint well and it'll just make a big mess. You want something that absorbs the paint well. I have some black ones that are similar to this that I really like. They don't, you can't see the stains, so I love that, but I just have a ton of these, so. I think they're Paint Pal brand, which is, of course, by Silly Farm. Alrighty. Well, that is not ideal. That was not a good load. Oh well. We're just going to go with it. Because sometimes you don't have a good load, and that's okay. Now you can do just one eye. You don't have to do two. That is a terrible load. Sorry, guys. But, I don't feel like doing this whole video again. What can I say? So, basically, what you're looking for is shapes again. Butterflies, most people, why am I getting black everywhere? Good Lord. I'll show you what most people do, and I'll show you what you're supposed to do. How about that? Without the streaks of black. Anyway, most people do this. They go straight down, like that. Don't do that. Okay. Again, this goes with the thick and thin thing. Makes everything better. You want to start out, let me see. Gotta grab you. Hi, how are you doing? You want to start out kind of at an angle, because if you look at a butterfly's wings, they don't go straight down, okay? They come out like this, and then they curve in. See? Like that. And then you push and you come back to a thin line. See? Push, thin line, and then push, and you're just finishing up the wing right there. Now for the bottom, this is how I do it because it's easy and it looks cute. I come in like that. You see again, it's kind of at an angle. I bring this around to a big swirly boy, like so. And then I just finish it off with these little teardrops going in. Okay. It may seem complex at first. I promise it's really not. It just takes time to practice, okay? That is the easiest butterfly I can do that, still looks cute. But the sponging was terrible. Just so you know, the sponging was terrible. But the rest of it's fine. And then, if you want, you can do like, one of my friends, my beautiful friend Rachel, does this cute little design. She does this cute little spiral. And she goes down. And then she does like, these little guys. It's not exactly like hers, but close. That's really cute. Or you can do like a simple line going straight down. And then you can do, your little curly guys. Or you can do like graduating dots for the body. And then, or you can just not do antenna at all. I usually don't. I don't mess with it because I'm lazy. I don't know. It's because I'm usually in a rush. But anyway, there you go, guys. That is my 4 simplest, most requested designs. I appreciate you watching, and I will do some more soon. Hope you guys have a good night. Bye.